In Illinois State and Tennessee, let's join Ian Eagle and Jim Spanarkel.
From the Arco Arena in Sacramento, California. First round play in the 1998 NCAA Tournament. 9th seeded Illinois State facing the number 8 seed Tennessee. A look at the West Sub-Regional. Two schools have already moved on to Saturday. Illinois and Maryland, the 5th seed, advancing with a victory over South Alabama. And Utah State falls to Maryland with the number 4 seeded Terrapins moving on to the second round. Hi, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spanarkel. Great to be with you here from Arco. And this 8-9 matchup, traditionally a very close game, but really the added element in this game between these two schools, they mirror one another. The styles are so similar, and we expect a very close game.
We do, and it should be a great game from the 8-9 standpoint. And one of the things about this team is Tennessee is a backcourt-driven type team. They have young player in the backcourt, Tony Harris, who runs the show for them, an all-SEC freshman team member this year, and Brandon Wharton, who complements him so well, shoots the ball very, very well from three-point range at about 43%.
Wharton and Harris, one of the best backcourts in the SEC. They really took to heart those battles that they would have with Arkansas, Pat Bradley and Kareem Reed. As for Illinois State, they're back in the tournament for the 2nd consecutive year, and this is a team that is beginning to get some notice around the country, and a lot of that has to do with their player of the year and the conference player of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference, Rico Hill.
Yeah, one of the things they really look to do is protect the basketball, and he's a terrific player who spent a lot of time last year down low on the block. He has improved his three-point shooting. He will step away now, so he's added that weapon to his arsenal.
We know the coaches have a connection. We'll be getting into that storyline over the course of the game. But we'll see how these two styles match up against one another. We do expect it to be very tight. Right now, let's check in with Mike Harris.
Jamar Smiley, the Illinois State starting guard, will not start today because he twisted his back in practice yesterday, but he is going to have some playing time today, though.
All right, Mike. Fans still piling in for the second session here today in Sacramento, California. Head coach at Illinois State, Kevin Stallings. He had some opportunities at the end of last season to move on and maybe take another job, including an offer from Tennessee. He decided to stay put with the Redbirds. Starting lineup, there's Rico Hill, 2nd in the conference in scoring at 18.6 per game. Dan Muller, so important to this team. Leroy Watkins mans the middle with Steve Hansel and Kyle Cartmill getting the start, as Mike alluded to. For Tennessee, Jerry Green came over from Oregon in his first year as the head coach of the Volunteers. What an outstanding job he has done. An incredible turnaround. They were 11-16 last year, Tennessee, finishing this season at 20-8. Rashard Lee, C.J. Black, the triple threat, up front with Torrey Harris. He's been forced into a starting role because of an injury to Charles Hathaway in the middle. Tony Harris, lightning quick, as is Brandon Wharton. You're not going to see a much better backcourt around college basketball. Our officials, Larry Lembo, Jim Haney, Eddie Jackson. Illinois State wearing the red, Tennessee in the white. The 8-9 game here at Arco Arena in Sacramento. Illinois State controlling the tap.
One of the things Tennessee will do, they'll extend their defense out a little bit further than what Illinois State will. And they come out man-to-man, ready to go.
Hill gets it to Watkins for the layup.
Pretty good patience there by Illinois State to start things off.
And the Redbirds on the board first. Tennessee got off to a 10-0 start before losing to Florida back in early January. On the inside.
And guess what? The mirror images of one another, man-to-man down this side of the floor also.
Wharton control it. Harris breaks free. First minute of play. Wharton, smooth delivery. A three-pointer.
And the setup is so important for a guy coming off screens to shoot the basketball. The point guard so vital.
The dump down for Hill. Got the pass from Muller. Watkins came soaring in over the back on the foul assessed.
A running start for Watkins just then. A trip down the middle of the floor. You always have to be careful and make sure you have that clear path if you're going to take a couple of steps and get the running start.
Leroy Watkins, he is a wide body. 1 point lead for Tennessee.
Watkins has really been playing well, too, over the last 3 weeks in particular.
Torrey Harris coming to the outside, and Tony Harris now controls it. Wharton on the pump fake. Black called for steps.
Maybe a little deflection on the way. Never caught the basketball cleanly. A good step across for Illinois State, making it a little bit more difficult for Wharton to handle that basketball. This is where Tennessee differs a little bit. They'll extend full court, look for a possible trap once in a while.
Muller trying to get it to the inside, but good positioning by C.J. Black.
It's one of those opportunities at the beginning of the game. Maybe just get warmed up a little bit, but that's one Muller could have taken from the outside.
On the pump fake, Rashard Lee short. They get the bucket, though, on the interior. Torrey Harris. 5-2 lead. Watkins trying to lay it through on the foul call. C.J. Black got over a little bit late.
Illinois State trying to take advantage of the size, the bodies that you touched on, the strength down low. Look at the positioning. Get that kind of positioning, you better deliver the basketball.
Watkins, 63% from the line. Native of Chicago. He has scored all the points thus far for the Redbirds. At 6'7", 265, and he's well built.
And we've seen him use the strength and the muscle already to get that position. And you can bet that he will continue to look to post up down deep.
5-4, Volunteers.
Wow, what a screen by Black. Did they catch him on it?
Wharton got the roll. And they're going to count the basket. Chance for three.
Woof, I don't know about that one. Little extension of the arms. Yeah, you can't do that. That's a missed call out front. They kind of screened the play behind, but that was Black delivering the goods. He's a mere 6'8", 250.
Brandon Wharton, 72% from the line. 8-4, Tennessee.
Now the defense really, from one quick look there, didn't have a real big impact in the defense, but what it gets you, for the offense I should say, but what it gets you thinking is you start looking over your shoulder a little bit and say, where are these guys? I know they're coming towards me. You take your eye off the basketball, you have some problems.
Jamar Smiley has checked into the game, normally the starter, now coming off the bench. Black using his body, and he gets the roll.
Using the body and also very patient as he made his move and turned into it. Initially not there. Good extension with the right hand.
Rob Gibbons now on the floor for Illinois State. Rico Hill lost the ball off the dribble.
Black will post up. He won't have something good initially. He works and works, and now he looks up, and guess what? He's got a shot because he was able to be patient, work the footwork very well, and exploded to the basket.
(10-4) Tennessee. Harris over the backboard, out of bounds.
Every stop, every bucket gives them an opportunity to pick up. I think teams that do that really make an early statement, too. They try to rattle you.
Handling the pressure, Muller straight down the middle for the pull-up stroke. Strong rebound for Rashard Lee. Harris zigzagging, that's him at his best, trying to break down a defense inside the paint area, and a foul called on the floor before the shot came off. Smiley picks it up, his first.
And here comes that crossover dribble and the speed, and then Black just steps into an open spot because Gibbons, the big guy defending Black stepped across in the path of Harris.
A new shot clock for Tennessee to work with. Tony Harris contributing immediately as a freshman. One of the best first-year players in the SEC. Lee, the pump fake. Pretty pass. Got the skip pass over to Wharton. A little bit out of control, and he didn't get it to fall. Hansel. Feeds the post. Hill. Tried to put it off the window. He was way off.
Well, Torrey Harris doesn't get a whole lot of recognition on this club, but he does stop you down low.
Tony Harris off the mark on a three-point attempt. Knocked out of bounds, and Tennessee will retain possession. Kyle Cartmill will return. Smiley comes up limping a bit. Oh, he really had a tough time getting over to the bench. He's in pain. Jamar Smiley, the senior out of West Hempstead, New York, lying across the bench on his stomach. Quick pop from Lee, short, following his own shot. Lee, the leaner.
Oh, look at them go after it. Good stay, too, by Illinois State.
Smiley forced to go to the locker room. Rico Hill, book it for three.
There's really where he's elevated his game this year. He used to be all inside. We've seen him inside making a couple of moves already. But that back out, stroke the three shot, improving his game. Illinois State goes back to a matchup. The easiest way to tell it's a matchup is when somebody passes and cuts through, the defender usually stays in the spot.
Shot clock at 15. Tony Harris, stop and go. Lee, the pump. Rashard Lee, another offensive rebound. He's 0 of 4 shooting, though, but does have 5 boards.
A little quicker going after the glass.
Isaiah Victor, the freshman in the game for Tennessee. Harris on a kick out. Wharton buries it for three.
They want to gobble up the lane. If they can get into the lane area and kick like that, very, very effective, because he strokes the ball at about 44% from long range. Pretty.
Hill, nice look for Gibbons, who draws the foul.
Good recovery by Hill, out by half court. Mishandled the basketball for a moment, showing you some of his other skills to be able to deliver from a long way. Here's that breakdown. Harris gets in. Defenders are all in the paint because they're collapsing, and it's a free look. You have to be able to stroke this 17-foot jumper. And there's the delivery down the other end. Good catch.
Rob Gibbons from Rockaway, New Jersey, nicknamed the Big East. He's big and he's from the East, so appropriate.
That works for me.
A timeout. 14:48 to play first half. It's 13-8 Tennessee. Five-point lead for Tennessee. 14:48 mark of the first half. Volunteers finished 9-7 in the SEC this season. 20-8 overall. As for Illinois State and Kevin Stallings, 16-2 in the Missouri Valley Conference. The tournament champions, the 100th year of basketball at Illinois State. And Stallings in his 5th year there. Dating back to high school, he has never played or coached on a team with a losing record. You want to talk about consistency.
Called the winner.
Aaron Green is checked into the game for Tennessee. The turnover. Driving in for the layup, Hansel.
Better set defensively, too, for Illinois State, making it happen at their end of the floor. And then look at the push, looking for opportunities.
Have you seen the same styles thus far?
So far, the one difference is that they will extend defensively, Illinois State.
As Wharton gets all the way to the goal.
They'll extend to 19 feet, but Tennessee, the difference there, will go all the way full court if need be. So that's one difference defensively.
11 points for Brandon Wharton. Hill couldn't get it. Another rejection. And Harris leads the break, the no-look feed.
Good ball movement.
Green. Well done.
A little floater. They're getting a little bit too much mileage out of the penetration. That's one of the other differences. Illinois State will go to a little bit more of a passing game, run their sets. Not as good in the backcourt, obviously, dribbling the basketball.
A blocking foul called as Harris came over to defend Steve Hansel. 17-10, Tennessee leading Illinois State. This the 8-9 game in the West with 13:27 to play in the first half. Always expect a close one with 8-9, but the added element here tonight, these two teams play basically the same style.
It's interesting. You watch the sets at first and then into the passing game.
Hill couldn't finish.
Victor has been very active also for Tennessee, defensively blocking a shot.
Green pumps outside. 7 minutes gone by and steps for Victor.
The guys always want to shuffle the feet as they catch the basketball in traffic, especially. Good skip. Go over the front wave.
Cartmill. Kyle Cartmill from Quincy, Illinois.
See, once you pass the first three guys at any kind of full court extended defense, you generally, if you go quickly and try to attack, will have some numbers down the other end.
Harris strokes it. A clear out on the inside. And Gibbons may have been tagged with that one as Black hit the deck.
Yeah, he did get tagged with it for sure. A couple of times already we have seen, watch number 35. He's going to ride and just keep pushing. And Black goes flying out of bounds. It's about the third guy who's hit the floor pretty hard.
Around a screen, Gordon splitting defenders. Could not get the running one-hander to drop.
Well timed, too. Right around the screen. Muller had trouble getting around the high screen and curl.
Cartmill feeds the post. Hill can't convert. Rico Hill having his problems, 1 of 6. Open look for Black on the interior.
Harris set it up, too, with a look out to Green out on the wing, and then decided to come back to the middle.
Tennessee up by 7. Hill defended out front by Victor. Smacked the ball away for a moment. Cartmill matched up with Wharton. This is Hansel, the drive on Harris. Hill leaning in. And a whistle. The push-off. Aaron Green.
Hill has really shown the confidence that he has in his game. We've seen him stroke a 3. We have seen him go down deep, but challenging 2 Tennessee players.
Breaking the action, 19-14. Volunteers.
Rebound and pushed off. The other thing Stallings talked about, too, was getting Black in foul trouble down deep for Tennessee. So we'll see if they have any success in stopping penetration. Now they have to go up against this full court pressure that Tennessee will keep on you. And back into a man-to-man.
Lee stepping in front. Out of bounds with 21 seconds left on the timer. Every player on this Illinois State team was a part of the squad that lost to Iowa State in the first round of the NCAA tournament last year. An experienced bunch. Rico Hill, the extra feed to Gibbons.
Recognizing the lean, the double team towards him. Gibbons with the quick catch and delivery. Can't bring it down if you're a big guy. You have to keep it up high and deliver.
The Tennessee lead cut to 3. Wharton. Defended by Muller. Lee had a notion.
Easy catch for Black. They decide they have to double it. Nice step throw.
Splits defenders for the banker.
So you have to be patient to recognize first the double team, and then secondly, look for what they give you. Look for the split, the opportunity.
Hansel finds the open man. Rico Hill going off the window.
How about the quick catch and delivery? Quick catch and turn to the basket. Illinois State big guys are very good handlers of the basketball inside. don't waste a lot of time in getting their shots off.
And Hill definitely has a pair of soft hands. You talked about the improvement on the jump shot. Inside-outside threat, Rico Hill.
Illinois State back to his zone right now. Good hands in tight.
Black. Errant pass. Illinois State on the run. Cartmill holds it up. Muller feeds the post. Hill off the double. Muller lets it fly and hits a three.
That's how you play basketball. You look down to establish the inside game first. If it's not there, you have to be smart enough to kick the basketball out, either reload it or shoot it.
First three of the night for Dan Muller.
It takes a little pressure off the inside guys, though, now. They should be able to catch a little easier down on the blocks.
Tied at 21.
This is a matchup. You see Wharton cuts through, and Hansel doesn't leave the top of the key area.
Shot clock down to 7. Wharton, pull-up jump.
When there's an exchange, Ian, that's when that matchup doesn't work unless you're very quick to recognize the exchange. And that was a great shot of it there. Two offensive players crossing, the defenders getting lost.
Brandon Wharton, 13 points in the first half. 8:35 to play. Rico Hill, a three. And Wharton, the rebound.
They'll look to push if they have opportunity.
Quickly up the floor. Wow, Brandon Wharton able to get the shot off, and he's going to the free throw line. 2-point lead for Tennessee. Let's check in with Mike Harris.
All right, Ian, the deal with Jamar Smiley is that he has a sacral bend. Basically, what that means is that a bone in his lower back near his tailbone has shifted, and the physical therapist is trying to work it back into place. Now, if they're able to get that done, he'll be back in the game. Back to you.
Smiley, a senior. Kevin Stallings depends upon Smiley to run the offense. He does have other options in Cartmill and Hansel.
It was funny yesterday, not funny, but the timing of it, when I was speaking with Kevin Stallings, I basically said, how's everything going? And he said, Smiley started the practice off just doing some light stretching. And they came over to Kevin and said, my back just popped out. So I'm sure that injury that's reoccurring today is just a byproduct of yesterday's unfortunate stretching for him.
Leroy Watkins and Kenneth Pearson come into the game for Illinois State. Del Baker and Vegas Davis have checked in for Tennessee.
They keep the pressure on. They keep extending.
Shot rejected. Watkins didn't get it off.
Black stepped away also to get himself strong, ready for the timing of the block.
Wharton now handling the point guard duties. Baker, the dump down. And Black couldn't hold on to it.
Black pointed it to himself, though. He knows he should have caught that basketball and put it away.
25-21, Tennessee. Tennessee up by 4 with 7:50 to play in the first half. Near the conclusion of every NCAA tournament game, we will select a genuine Chevrolet most valuable player of the game from each team. To date, Chevrolet has contributed almost $6.5 million to the scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities. The Redbirds, having made the trip from Normal, Illinois, about 2.5 hours south of Chicago, 2.5 hours north of St. Louis.
Little half-court trap show by Tennessee. Cartmill dribbles away from it.
Muller. The kick out intercepted by Harris. And look at him go. Harris. Blind feed. Victor couldn't finish it, but he's going to the free throw line. A couple of freshmen. That's the future of the program right there. Tony Harris, Isaiah Victor.
That's the future coming to present, though, right there with Victor running the floor at 6'9". Watch the look away pass. He lines it up. Decision's very good, and then he just drops it. But notice how he drops it. He drops it high enough on the bounce so that the big guy can catch it up high rather than giving it to him on his knees or so far out where he has to dribble the ball.
Rico Hill returns, as does Steve Hansel, replacing Pearson and Watkins. Victor gets a second free throw. Redshirted last year. His high school transcripts were questioned. They took care of the academic portion, and Victor able to play the full season this year.
We're going to get Muller on the pull down.
17 fouls now on Illinois State. Tennessee with 5. So Del Baker is offering up a pair. They're 1-1. Second one coming up. 27-21, Tennessee. They're in the tournament for the first time since 1989. That year, a first-round loss to West Virginia in the East region.
This free throw, full court. This is where Victor, big, long, pretty quick. Nice guy to have at the point.
Cartmill the feed. Gibbons roaming on the baseline. And he draws the foul as Torrey Harris tried to regroup after getting a step behind defensively.
Gibbons again catching the basketball. One of the things the big guys are pretty well schooled at for Illinois State is catching and going. A lot of times you see big guys catch the basketball and then they go into their thought process of what to do with it.
C.J. Black returns. And Torrey Harris will go to the bench. Stallings gaining more confidence in Rob Gibbons. Senior had 2 double-figure games in the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. Missing on the second attempt, rebounded by Vegas Davis. Six-point lead for the Volunteers. Harris feeds the post.
Run the sets, get into a passing game.
Baker. Three-pointer rimming out. Gibbons with the board. Hansel gets it across quickly.
Well, we'll see it down the other end. 10 seconds or so with the sets. Oh, good strip. Here we go.
Look out. Isaiah Victor with a slammer.
6'9" guy extending himself on the perimeter to get the steal. And Tennessee not only extending the floor, but extending the lead a little bit.
Victor now with 3. Driving layup. It's going the other way.
You see the hand out again, inside hand. Good job defensively, and big guys just love to get out in front of the pack.
The traveling violation on Hansel gives Tennessee the basketball, an 8-point lead for Jerry Green's squad. Green still very close with Roy Williams, considers him one of his best friends, not only in the coaching fraternity, but in general.
Little high screen, and Black sets a good one.
Wharton the leaner. Muller snatches the loose ball. Good outlet. Cartmill nearly lost it. Cartmill driving in. Underneath. And Watkins couldn't finish.
Yeah, Watkins is catching the ball okay. He's just not delivering. Tested a little bit from Tennessee, but you have to end up at least at the free throw line and driving plays like that.
Watkins now 1 of 3 from the field. Harris breaks free. Uncontested rebound for Rico Hill.
Harris's quickness will get him those baseline shots.
Cartmill rewards Watkins for running the floor.
And a much better catch on the run that time in regrouping to get his legs underneath him to put one away.
Tony Harris calls out a play. Wharton the penetration.
Notice how they're bringing Wharton, though, around the right lower blocks there, because then when he catches it, he's on the strong side going to his left, instead of running him the opposite side and forcing him to use his weak hand.
He's been hot. 29 points in 2 of the last 3 games he's played. He's got 17 in the first half tonight. Rico Hill pushed from behind. Victor was there defensively. That's the first foul on the freshman. Rashard Lee returns. And Scott Moore will check into the game, a little used junior, averaging less than 1 point per game. Out of Carthage, Tennessee. Hill at the free throw line.
Well, if an 8-point lead, you can get a couple of fresh bodies in there, get ready for the last 4 minutes or so, with 4:58 left right now.
Rico Hill shooting 70% on the season. He returned from off-season surgery to repair a stress fracture in his left foot. Has not experienced much discomfort.
Tennessee ball.
It is. 7-point disparity. Under 5 minutes left in the first half. Iron Eagle, Jim Spanarkel, Mike Harris with you from Sacramento Arco Arena. The third of 4 games here in the West Sub-Regional.
Here's that matchup zone again. Man is in your area with the ball. You defend him like it's man-to-man.
Mid-post, Black on a kick out for Lee. Shot clock at 15.
Spacing defense. You have to find the space and the next man in.
Tony Harris, no. Lee coming from the weak side, and he touched it last, out of bounds.
Illinois State really pretty active on that matchup also.
Illinois State shooting 45% from the field. Tennessee at 41%, but they've gotten off 9 more attempts. And a foul as Illinois State crossed the midcourt line.
And Rico Hill crossing on Black in the backcourt. Just blew right by him with the basketball.
Both ends, Eddie. And Larry, both ends.
Foul on Wharton, his first. Hill shooting 1 and 1.
Good handle. Black trying to come up. Hill says not going to happen. Little guys always think they can take the basketball from the big guys, but Hill handled it pretty nicely.
Substitutions. Green in for Tennessee, and Gibbons returns for Illinois State. Watkins will take a seat. And Tony Harris gets a much-needed rest. He just loves to play, and Jerry Green will just let him go out there and motor up and down the floor for 30 to 33 minutes a game.
He has spent a lot of time, especially when he was injured this year, looking at films and understanding how to run a team better. And spending a lot of time watching tapes has really helped him blossom him into a good, solid point guard.
C.J. Black can't convert on the three-point attempt. 32-27. Volunteers lead it. Stop and go by Hansel. Long jump shot. Knocks it down from the outside. Kyle Cartmill.
You can get to the paint area in this offense and then flare to the spots that are open. That's exactly what Kevin Stallings rather was worried about, with Jerry Green down the other end doing it to him.
Hard off the window for Lee. And Rashard Lee having his problem. Total of 6. Knocked out of bounds. Illinois State will hold on to it when we come back. Timeout. Tennessee up by 2. Game summary. It's a tight one here in Sacramento. Tennessee with a 2-point lead. They are leading the rebounding category, especially on the offensive glass, and getting second chance opportunities.
And Brandon Wharton really has started this game with a bang, with 17 points, 6 of 9 from the field. And he is really pretty much just rolling around screens and getting very good looks. Good, strong offensive moves with the left-hand dribble.
Illinois State with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. The ball denied. Isaiah Victor able to give it up for Lee, the chippy on the inside.
I think Hill didn't realize he was going to gather that basketball in again and make a pass out of it.
Lee gets his first deuce. Contact. Offensive foul. It's called on Cartmill.
That's a combination of anticipation and good footwork right there by Wharton. He sees the ball. But see, now Hill also gives his teammate the pass in no man's land. So Cartmill comes down, doesn't have enough time to react. Defensively, very quick.
Second foul on Cartmill. 4-point lead for Tennessee. Counting down to 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
Illinois State switching defenses back to man-to-man.
Lee gave up his dribble. Creative. Rico Hill in for the defensive rebound. Cartmill. Hansel.
Well defended. Victor has been all over the place at the defensive end.
Tony Harris back in there for the Volunteers. Victor setting up position. The freshman on a kick out. Wart, pump fake, driving in, running one-hander, no. Wow. Victor went down very hard, but you talked about how active he has been. Both offensively and defensively, he's making some things happen.
He sure is. Very sneaky at times. Once again, look at the penetration that occurs from Tennessee and nobody blocking out. And the reason they don't block out is because they're all dealing with Wharton, who is just breaking people down off the dribble constantly.
Isaiah Victor coming off a very strong SEC tournament. Jerry Green has been quite pleased with Victor's development over the course of his freshman campaign. Violation has been called.
Well, give your opportunities away. Violation at the free throw line. Just coach's nightmare. Becomes a trap with Victor trailing. Was he ever long?
Stepping in front, C.J. Black. Tony Harris. He just attacks the rim as Harris draws the foul. Coming up on Pennzoil at the half, Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, and Dean Smith will get you updated on all the tournament news, all the scores and highlights, plus a live look at all the action going on in the NCAA tournament. That's all coming up on Pennzoil at the half. It's been a marathon session for those three gentlemen. First day of the 1998 NCAA tournament here on CBS. Watkins into the game, replacing Cartmill. Cartmill leaves with 3 personal fouls.
His last 2 minutes and 8 seconds, very important for Illinois State also. Down 7 with the basketball. You don't want to take chances. You want to just make sure that you convert at your end and do not turn it over needlessly. As lead departs and Vegas Davis comes into the ball game.
As we hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 7-point Tennessee lead. Rico Hill, he's been quiet. Rebounded by Harris.
Wow, look at this.
Kicks it into fifth gear, and he's fouled. Steve Hansel to reach it.
Way past fast on that move.
Free throws coming up. 1:50 to play in the first half. Tennessee with a 7-point lead on Illinois State. It's been close. Tennessee pulling away over the last couple of minutes. The 8-9 game in the West Regional. The Volunteers, the 8 seed, the Redbirds of Illinois State, the number 9 seed, and both teams play a similar style.
And that one difference, though, of extending the floor, as you see right now, Tennessee has been pushing it up. They've been doing a good job of that, and also of getting to the paint area on the offensive end.
Muller drops it inside. Gibbons has it rejected in a foul. Isaiah Victor shrugging his shoulders. Rob Gibbons is going to the free throw line.
Illinois State trying to attack. Once they go by, they want that opportunity to be able to push it down the floor. Muller goes up so high in the air, it allows the defenders to get back and get set. But Gibbons again with the catch and delivery. Never brings the ball down.
Second foul on Isaiah Victor. Gibbons will get another free throw. Kenneth Pearson back into the game, replacing Leroy Watkins. And Scott Moore checks in for Victor.
Victor gave them a nice minutes while he was on the floor, and very active defensively, pushing, running up the floor with a steal, follow-up.
6 points, 3 rebounds for the New Jersey native, Rob Gibbons. The Tennessee lead is 7.
Switching again defensively now. Man-to-man again. Try to keep Wharton out of the paint area as much as possible.
17 first half points for Wharton.
Oh, boy, is he quick.
What a fake. Didn't get the roll. C.J. Black using that big frame. He doesn't get the bucket. And Gibbons able to clear it.
Big possession right now. 1:10 left. Down 7 in the first half. You want to get something good here. You want to get a good shot. You don't want to turn it over carelessly.
Hill a three. Got it!
Good lift. Getting you back in the right frame of mind and going into the half.
Rico Hill has 13. And the foul is called. We've seen some bodies just go down to the hardwood here in the first half.
Hill spacing it up. This is where he's improved his game from last year. Generally shooting the ball inside last year, now stepping out. Watch Harris touch up now with the body. He drives his body into Gibbons to create the contact.
Smallest man on the floor going up against the biggest man on the floor, Tony Harris, who is fearless. He does not care who is standing underneath the rim defensively. He will challenge anybody in his way.
Good job, man.
Harris, a 1997 McDonald's All-American. Jerry Green actually had to re-recruit him after he took over for Kevin O'Neal. Harris was considering another school, but Green was able to convince him that Tennessee was the place for him. It's worked out for both parties.
Sure has.
Harris with 6 points and 4 assists. 6-point game. Down to 36 seconds to play, first half. Hansel.
That's a good set.
A trifecta for Steve Hansel.
So if you're patient, especially under the minute, that is just a terrific set. The last 2 trips down the floor for Illinois State. And they go in with the psychological advantage.
Tennessee, a three-pointer in and out. 5 seconds left. First half.
Doesn't know the clock situation. Big guy trying.
Gibbons a three. Doesn't go. That's the end of the first half with the score, Tennessee 41 and Illinois State 38. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message.
So the Redbirds tighten things up out of his Hitman.
Halftime in Sacramento. Tennessee leads Illinois State 41-38. The 8-9 game here at Arco Arena as we rejoin you courtside. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spinarkle. We expected a close game. We have gotten a close game. 8-9 traditionally always close, and this one certainly hasn't disappointed yet.
Right, Tennessee up because they're rebounding the basketball. They've had 25 rebounds, a lot of offensive second chance opportunities. I think if Illinois State does a better job on the glass in the second half, we should have one right down to the wire.
But evenly matched, and we knew coming in that the styles were very similar, and we have seen the pressure both sides defensively and a lot of banging on the inside from both teams.
Absolutely, and I think the key thing for Illinois State, especially at the end of the half, about 3 minutes left or so, because Tennessee pretty much was doing what they wanted to do, getting to the lane area, penetrating. Illinois State made a better defensive job and kind of extended a little bit to 19 feet.
Earlier, Mike Harris spoke with the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers, Jerry Green. His thoughts on the first half of action.
Coach, what did you like? What didn't you like about your team's performance?
Well, I'd like to see Rico Hill in orange and white instead of with the other team. For our team, I thought Brandon Wharton was tremendous. Press helped us a little bit with Smiley not being in there, but they're a very good basketball team.
Jerry Green, first-year head man with Tennessee. Coaching stops at Oregon and UNC Asheville as well. And his team in front, 41-38 as we start play in the second half. A jumper from Lee for 3.
Lee was 1 for 8 in the first half. Need him to take a little pressure off the guards.
Rico Hill answers back a trifecta of his own.
This looks like it's shaping up to be a good one, that's for sure. Still plenty of time to go, but Both teams answering. Physical play continues right through the first minute here in the second half.
First ever meeting between these two schools. Tennessee turns it over. Cartmill on a crossover. Wow, found the opening for the deuce.
Well, the move by Cartmill, who has the reputation of being the fastest guy with the basketball in over 25 years at Illinois State. That play right there is why they say that about him.
Kyle Cartmill now with 7. Getting the start for Jamar Smiley. Normally the starter at point guard, having some back problems.
A little help there by Watkins. The help on Wharton to slow him down.
Tony Harris, 2 to shoot. Long three-pointer. And Harris is still looking for his first field goal. He is 0 of 6.
Good job by Muller just then, too. Those long shots, when they miss, they will kick out long, so guards have to be around. Forwards have to stick back.
Rico Hill angling in. Gets the banker to fall, and a foul.
How did he find the backboard on that one? Moving to his left. Drifting through the air, but gets it to drop. And using the pick. Good screen by Watkins to free him initially, and then he takes it upon himself to finish it off. Great use of the screen on the right side of the floor.
And the Redbirds have their first lead since 2-0. 46-44, Illinois State. Rico Hill with 19 points. A 2-time Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year.
Tennessee doesn't look as sharp. They don't look as confident.
Brandon Wharton can't hit from the outside. Cartmill tracks down the loose ball. Quick lock. The bullet feed, a little too much mustard for Hill to handle. Illinois State out of bounds.
But even though there is a turnover and a lost possession, the thought process was very, very good. Kick it down the side. If somebody's open, don't put it on the floor. Big guy running. And Illinois State looks like they've weathered that first half storm pretty nicely. Confidence is improved right there.
On the crossover. Lee, the drive, the dish, and the rejection on the inside. Torrey Harris had it right back in his face. Leroy Watkins.
As difficult as it is to stop the guards from penetrating, here comes Lee this time around the corner. Meet that one. Woo!
Tennessee retains possession, 14 to shoot. Wharton runs into a brick wall. Offensive foul as Watkins took the hit.
Really stepping up now, Watkins, from the defensive side of the floor, giving them a nice big lift.
A 20-second timeout has been called.
There's that step in. Wharton a little bit out of control. 2 and 3 guys starting to focus on him a little bit better, especially after the first half that he had at 6-11, 6 for 11.
Tournament summary. ACC and Conference USA both 2-0. Princeton, the highest IB seed ever. And number 2 seed Cincinnati winning on a last-second shot. It took a 3-pointer at the buzzer to win it.
They'll go up against West Virginia, a team that could give people some trouble. If they're on, they have to. Been erratic this year, West Virginia.
A 16-5 run for Illinois State. Hill puffs outside.
Right there again. Soft.
C.J. Black. Contact with Leroy Watkins. And Harris driving in for 2.
Watkins is still shaking that hit off.
Hansel. Blocking foul is called as Hansel went down hard. Black trying to force the offensive, and there's Watkins still shaking off the hit.
Watch the spin now. Black catches it, turns, pop, right to the jaw, and Watkins is still trying to shake it off. And here's where Black steps in. You got to keep attacking. Tennessee's going to force the issue and try to overextend the defense. Once you get by the first wave, Illinois State doing a much better job here going after the glass.
Steve Hansel will get a second free throw. He's from Birmingham, so you would assume that's Birmingham, Alabama, but it's actually Birmingham, England, or probably pronounced Birmingham.
Just a little east, huh?
Little east. About 120 miles outside of London. Rob Gibbons. He replaces Leroy White, installing some quality minutes on the inside.
And Watkins is going to be attended to a little bit.
Watkins with 6 points. Lee, three-pointer. Black to tip it.
Flat on the jump shot. Hit a line drive type of shot. Hit the rim and went straight up. A shot that you can rebound, even though it was very hard.
Hansel. Rico Hill. And it blocked by Harrison. He took a shot. He popped right off the floor and will shoot his free throws at the 16:08 mark of the second half.
If you can get your hands down, it's such a big plus, and he luckily gets his hands down. It's just an aggressive foul and an aggressive take to the basket.
That's the fourth on Torrey Harris.
Good challenge at both ends of the floor. That's just how this game has been played from the beginning. Guys were being bounced around early in this game, and it's continuing right now.
Isaiah Victor comes back in, replacing Harris. Now remember, Tennessee's starting center, Charles Hathaway, blood clots in his shoulder, lost to that injury back in December. So they've had to patch and pace. They also lost to Shea Jones, a starting guard, to a torn ACL.
Well, Hathaway such a big loss and big in size also.
Tony Harris feeds the post on a kick out. Harris, three-pointer. He can't buy one from the field. Ball knocked outside, and Wharton controls it. Harris is now 0 of 7, his first NCAA tournament game. Lee can't hit the three. Good box out by Muller.
Wow, look at the quickness of Wharton. Oh.
Bodies just hitting the floor, and Illinois State will have it. A timeout. 49-48, Redbirds. As the Illinois State players break the huddle, Jamar Smiley, their starting point guard, remains on his stomach on the sidelines. Let's get an update on his condition with Mike Harris.
And the situation with Jamar Smiley is not good for Illinois State. He is not available to them for the rest of the game. The bone in his lower back that shifted, the physical therapist was unable to move it back into place, so he is done for the night.
(49-48). Illinois State with the lead. Early stages, second half, the 8-9 game here in the West region. We expected a close one. We've gotten it.
Tennessee trying to stem that pressure a little bit.
Muller can't hit the three. Knocked outside to Hansel. New shot clock for the Redbirds.
The adjustments made at halftime, Illinois State a little quicker to the basketball than what Tennessee is right now.
Stripped to the ball, Watkins, and a foul has been called.
If you broke down the first half, you would have said, well, Tennessee was a little quicker, getting opportunities, getting second chances off the offensive glass, starting to shift a little bit these first 5 minutes or so of the second half. Jerry Green realizing, I think, that he's got to get his team a little quicker, get back on track, and that's why he went to that full court pressure that last trip defensively.
Aaron Green called for his second personal foul. Watkins will get another free throw, and here comes Rico Hill. 20 points on 6 of 15 shooting from the field, 3 of 5 from three-point range. He is the top scorer and rebounder on this team. (51-48), Illinois State. Largest lead for the Redbirds.
Back into the man-to-man, straight up.
C.J. Black wants the ball. Turn, leaning in. Had it blocked away, but the foul was called. They converged on Black. And Rico Hill picks it up.
Black wants the basketball. He's calling for it. He's pointing for it. Good seal there, but a little reaching right as the play developed.
Number 3 on Hill. Sends Black to the line. SEC Freshman of the Year in 1997. C.J. Black, only a sophomore. Kyle Cartmill returns for Kenneth Pearson.
Hill must find a way to avoid this next foul, his 4th foul, because with 14:43, he can't risk, so he has to be careful. Tennessee might isolate him next trip down a little bit.
Tennessee now 15 of 16 from the free throw line. Hansel able to get it across. Cartmill feeding the post. Watkins leaning in. Tap to the outside, controlled by Muller.
That's some matchup. He's in there a while. Oh.
Watkins slipping his way towards the rim, and C.J. Black was completely out of position.
I'm not so sure he's slipping. He's banging in there. Watch this develop. Oh, those two guys are jockeying for position down there.
3rd foul on Black. Watkins 63% from the line. Stallings calls him the forgotten weapon on this team, averaging 10 points per game. Has really picked up his play over the last month. Both teams able to get to the free throw line.
And that good play allows Hill to move around a little bit more, especially when Watkins, as you touched on, the last month or so playing well down low interior, gives Hill some freedom to move around.
Wharton. Aaron Green got it for 3.
That's that spot-up jump shot.
We are tied at 53. Just over 6 minutes gone by in the second half.
Pretty low.
Hansel went for the big dunk, and he got hammered. C.J. Black.
Nothing is going on easy street, that's for sure. Black winds it up. Oh.
That is number 4 on Black.
Boy, that might be a touch beyond aggressive right there, especially the way he had the arm cocked a little bit.
Jerry Green will be forced to make a substitution. Black with 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 fouls. Hansel connects on the first. Vegas Davis in for Black. Illinois State up by 1. Second offering coming up for Steve Hansel.
With the 4 fouls, as you saw Black exiting, probably a good 6-7 minutes or so. Probably around the 8-minute mark, maybe, if you're lucky and you need to bring him back.
Hansel now has 9. Illinois State playing without their starting 2 guards. Skip Schaefbauer. Out of bounds. So Tennessee holds on to it. Schaefbauer out for the tournament with a broken right leg. He suffered it in the first round of the Missouri Valley Conference tournament.
That's an outside threat that they could really use. 153s over a 2-year period of time.
Off the Aaron Green miss. Illinois State, 2-point lead in the ball. Just what we expected from an 8-9 matchup. It's been close throughout. Harris went for the steal. He touched it last with 22 seconds left on the timer.
So with the pressure that Tennessee is putting on Kevin Stallings' team, they have to be not only quick, but also have to make good judgments and decisions at a pretty good tempo.
Watkins tried to take that extra step and had it blocked away. Isaiah Victor, another good defensive play. The step in. Hansel elevating for the 2-handed dunk.
Terrific strip right at half court. After a tough possession for Illinois State, they seal it off defensively. Hansel has picked up his opportunity defense in the second half.
Brandon Wharton hasn't scored this half.
Hanson and Muller rather doing a better job of defending him.
Cartmill is fouled in the corner. Green and Harris applying the pressure. They'll give this one to Green.
You see Wharton puts the ball down, and once that ball goes down and it leaves your hands, the best time to go for it is just after it leaves your hand, because the ball has to go down to the floor and then back up. That's when you have the most time to go for the strip, and Hansel just timed it perfectly.
18 fouls on Tennessee. Illinois State with only 1 in the second half. And a 1-and-1 situation for Kyle Cartmill. Green goes to the bench for Tennessee. Cartmill getting the start at point guard. Rimming in on the first free throw.
Here we go. One.
Volunteers going through a dry spell offensively.
Well, Illinois State has picked up the defensive effort here in the second half. And they've maintained it for over 7 minutes or so, 7 minutes deep. It's been pretty good.
Largest lead of the night for the Redbirds. Tony Harris flattened down by Victor. Quickly back the other way. Cartmill wasting little time. Hill open look. Can't hit the three. Ball knocked around.
They're going to get Gibbons on that. Here comes the spin. Sometimes a point guard's job is to get the ball up. If he spins and you're in trouble, if you can get the ball to the backboard, it gives your big guy an opportunity to retrieve it.
Vegas Davis back into the game. Illinois State has made a change as well, with Rico Hill getting a breather, replaced by Leroy Watkins. We count down to the 12-minute mark of the second half. 59-55. Illinois State leading Tennessee. Tony Harris leaning in for the layup, and Harris gets his first field goal of the night. He's now 1 of 10.
That's their 1-4 set. 4 along the baseline to free him up.
Watkins the ball fake. Rebounded by Gibbons. He banks home the follow.
Gibbons continues to give them opportunities off the glass.
And Harris draws the foul. He was defended by Hansel. A timeout with 11:46 to play in regulation. Illinois State with the lead. One of these two teams will be moving on to the second round here in the West region. Take a look at what's taken place already today. Maryland advancing with a win over Utah State. Illinois knocked off South Alabama. And coming up, Arizona and Nicholls State, approximately a 10:07 tip-off Eastern Standard Time. 61-57. Redbirds with the lead.
And Redbirds back into a zone. Little lead right now, 4-point lead. They can go back into the zone, force the game a little outside if they can.
Tony Harris, the freshman.
Part of the zone is to stop penetration. These guys are so fast, though.
Wharton had the big first half, yet to score here in the second half. Harris splits defenders, loses the ball.
Cartmill with a good reach in just then to strip that basketball away.
Quietly, Illinois State has made it their kind of game. Alley-oop feed from Hansel.
The confidence level is very good for Illinois State because they're coming down, first of all, defensively. They're sharp, they're quick to the basketball, quick to the reactions, and Harris and Wharton are two fast guys with the basketball, but the zone has been pretty quick to stop their penetration.
12 points for Watkins. Harris bombs away from three. Gibbons the rebound. Tennessee shooting 34% from the field. Illinois State at 49%. Muller walking a tightrope on the sideline, and he calls a timeout. It'll be a 20-second timeout for Illinois State.
See a high pick and roll set up here, right up the top. Now the little guy is stuck. Look where the little guy goes to the middle of the floor. And the big roll down high. A couple of players not paying attention to their assignments down deep. No rotation to the weak side. They all went for the basketball.
Jerry Green. Terrific coaching job this season, having taken over for Kevin O'Neill, who left for Northwestern. And the same can be said for Kevin Stallings. He will have opportunities after this season. There are schools that are very much interested in Kevin Stallings. Hansel on a kick out. Cartmill with 15 to shoot.
Guard has to come get the basketball with the shot clock going to work against them now. Get a ball handler with it. There you go.
Down to 6. Hansel. That's a good look. Drop the pass over. Muller. Off balance. Baseline jumper. No. Watkins lost the rebound. And a jump ball has been called. Illinois State has the possession arrow in their favor.
That's great, though. They go after the basketball. Watkins comes out of there with a big smile on his face. Aggressively playing basketball, going after it. Little fadeaway jumper. Watch these two, the big guy and the little guy, tangle up.
Hill couldn't convert. We hit the midway point of the second half. Wharton almost had it taken away.
Lucky break there.
Wharton the drive. Offensive foul is called as Gibbons took the charge.
Nice little read there by Gibbons. Stayed his position. Wharton a little out of control. Maybe not, though. Little acting job, too. And sometimes you flail the arms, you get the attention of the officials. Those Jersey guys.
Third foul on Wharton. Gibbons, who is the comedian of the group for Illinois State. Always good for a line or two.
Pretty good line on the stat sheet right now. 8 points, 6 rebounds.
He's been a presence on the inside.
Sure has. Played a very good game.
Cartmill, high arcing delivery. Lee knocks it outside. Cartmill gives it up to Hill. Couldn't get it to drop, and it's going the other way. Rob Gibbons, the foul.
Tough break there for Illinois State because they had an opportunity. Pass down deep. And here comes the big fella just barreling over, going after the basketball and to pick up number 4.
So Gibbons goes to the bench.
Stuck at 63-57 for a minute or two.
9.5 remaining.
See if Tennessee can get into a good set, get their confidence back, the flow of their offensive sets. Still in the matchup.
Lee puts it on the floor. Rashard Lee. And 3 red jerseys there.
Lee continues to struggle from the floor.
Muller pulls the trigger and hits a 3.
The difference in second-guessing yourself when you're shooting the basketball. That was a straight up and down, confident jump shot, a guy who had his feet planted, ready to go. Lee, on the other hand, struggling at 2 for 12, not so confident.
Jerry Green has seen enough. Illinois State, with its largest lead, a 20-second timeout has been called by Tennessee.
Well, down the floor, you see the pass by Hansel, a good square jump shot. It's just confidence is brewing for Illinois State. That's what this timeout is all about down the other end for Jerry Green. Wouldn't be surprised to see him come out and try to throw a trick at Illinois State full court, maybe extend a little bit.
No more Jamar Smiley, at least not for tonight's game. Solid playmaker out of West Hempstead, New York. A back injury, lower back. If you want to get specific, Smiley will not return.
What an unfortunate and unlucky break for him yesterday. Just stretching his back out a little bit.
Lee, the pump fake for 2. Illinois State controls it with Hansel. Rashard Lee is 2 of 13 shooting.
Tennessee's going to have to make something happen from their defensive stand.
Watkins had it poked away. Loses the ball on the baseline.
Defense gets it. Let's see if they can push it up, pick up the pace a bit.
On the crossover, Harris stops on a dime. Couldn't bank it through.
Bad shot and a force. You got to play quicker but under control. Same thing down the other end.
Illinois State turns it over. 66-57. Redbirds on top. 8:10 to play in the second half. Tennessee shooting 33% from the field. And that number has been plummeting since about the late stages of the first half.
They really haven't been able to get the same penetration against this matchup. Zone defense, here it comes with this. When they do get the penetration, because you're in a zone, it allows the bigger fellas to be standing there waiting for the little guys coming at them.
Wharton just can't get involved offensively. No points in the second half. Wow, way off. Freeze hitting the deck, and he knocked it off of Hansel. Good hustle by Aaron Green. He might be hurt. He's grabbing the right elbow a bit.
Yeah.
They've changed the call.
I think Jim Haney stepped in right there. I think that might have been the correct work. That's good work from the officials.
Jerry Green is dumbfounded, and he wants an explanation. (66-57) Illinois State, a timeout on the floor. No field goals for Tennessee over the last 4 minutes and 17 seconds. 0 of their last 5. And Illinois State has a 9-point cushion.
Well, the backcourt is really having their problems, too, for Tennessee. Harris at 1 for 12. Wharton now 6 for 14.
He is 0 of 3 in the second half, Wharton, after scoring 17 points in the first half. Muller finds the open man. Hill rejected by Harris.
Not in that town. You're not getting that one to go up.
Tony Harris, pull-up jump. He's fouled. Hansel came out to defend him. Well, some tip times for upcoming games in the East. Eastern Michigan, Michigan State, 9:44. All the tip times Eastern Standard Time. Fairleigh Dickinson and UConn, approximately 9:57. Nicholls State and Arizona, 10:07. And Nebraska, Arkansas in Boise, approximately 10:12 tip. Tony Harris at the free throw line. Missing on that first attempt. Now 6 of 7 from the stripe. Watkins comes in to take the place of Gibbons.
1 shot left.
Tennessee has gone ice cold. 1 out of 2 for Harris.
Tennessee picking it up full court now. They're trying to make something happen defensively, so their defense will lead them to easy offensive transition hoops.
Watkins on a turnaround. Green in for the rebound.
And they have to use good decisions, make good decisions here.
Tony Harris. Blocking foul is called on Hansel.
They get what they want out of it, a call, but still Harris's decision. Watch all the traffic in here. He decides to squeeze through. I mean, the thought process is good, but once you break somebody down from the 17-foot range, maybe you have to start looking for that little 12-foot, 8-foot jump shot from the lane.
4th foul on Hansel. 6th team foul on Illinois State. 8-point game. A 3, Brandon Wharton.
And did they ever need that?
He's got 20 first points of the second half. 66-61, Redbirds.
There's a low pass to the knees, just doesn't work for the big.
Trying to feed the post, and Watkins couldn't handle it. Harris, the no-look feed. Good position for Torrey Harris.
Better decision there, too, by Tony Harris at the point. Take your time. Make it happen. It's a heavy-duty collision, though.
And that's it for Torrey Harris, number 5.
At the very last moment, he leaned in because he recognized that he wasn't square to the player. He just slides, a little bit of a slide to his right, our left looking at it, and that's what the official detected. You'll see him step right across at the last second. That you cannot do.
So the junior from Mississippi, Torrey Harris, is done for the night. 5th personal foul. C.J. Black will hop off the bench. We'll see what Jerry Green decides to do. Black is playing with 4 fouls as well. Here comes Black.
Yeah, I don't think he has any choice, right, except for that one.
He could go to Scott Moore, 6'11", but Moore doesn't have much experience, especially tight game as you go down the stretch.
Yep, just the reinforcement, though, when Black comes onto the floor at 6:09. I'm sure that Jerry Green was mentioning to him, hey, we got to get you through the next 3 minutes so we can keep this thing close and really take the drive. And the question becomes whether Jerry Green gets lucky or not with putting Black back in, but I don't think he had any choice.
For Illinois State, Kenneth Pearson in for Steve Hansel. 1 out of 2 for Rico Hill. 67-63, Illinois State, the number 9 seed, leading the 8th-seeded Volunteers from Tennessee. Harris a pump fake, guarded by Muller. Under 6 minutes to play.
Here's the matchup once again. Illinois State has had some success. Good run along the baseline.
Green can't hit the 3. Rebounded by Pearson. The Redbirds will spread the floor. Hill. Nice look. Watkins. Acrobatic on the inside.
And Black had to back off on that particular play because he was stuck in a bad spot. Good decision defensively by Black.
Wharton lines it up. Can't hit the 3. Green is there for the follow.
And a pretty touch, too, by Green. Wide open middle of the floor.
Cartmill, he's lightning quick. 69-65, Illinois State. 5 minutes left in the second half. Hill. In and out. Harris will bring it up the floor.
Good decision there. He was thinking about leading Victor to the basket. Bring it back out. You have plenty of time. A little under 5 minutes to go.
Harris, 3-pointer. A foul is called. Cartmill came out deep. And Tony Harris has gone to the free throw line.
Here we go.
69-65 with Harris at the free throw line to shoot 3. Cartmill called for his 4th foul. Gibbons with 4. Hansel has 4 as well.
Up until that shot, he's now 7 for 9. Was 7 for 8 from the line. That's where he's had all his success shooting the basketball tonight. 1 for 12 from the floor.
Considered by many as the best player to come out of Memphis since Penny Hardaway. Gibbons and Moore check in. And a 20-second timeout has been called. With 4:40 left, second half, 69-66. Redbirds in front. Here's the foul situation. C.J. Black playing with 4. Torrey Harris, the starting center, has already fouled out. So Jerry Green's squad, which is not deep to begin with, testing the depth here tonight. They trail by 3.
Tennessee with the 10 team fouls right now, so double bonus. And Illinois State at 7, so we'll be shooting.
Tennessee hasn't been to the NCAA tournament since 1989, a first-round loss to West Virginia. Harris missing on the free throw.
Walked away from that second one, didn't stay at the line.
10 points for Harris. And a 3-point Illinois State lead. Under 4.5 to play. Muller thought about it. Pearson using the screen set by Hill.
Good ball fake to get Black moving.
Pearson in some traffic. Knocked outside. Muller controls it. New shot clock.
The quickness to the basketball.
Inside Hill. Too strong. Gibbons going down to the floor. And a foul has been called underneath the basket on Tennessee. Aaron Green pleading his case.
There was quite a bit of traffic on the left side of the floor. I believe somebody went underneath Gibbons. Yeah, you see Gibbons goes up and rides the back. Green kind of used his size down low as he picks up his 4th foul to ride the big fella out of the play.
Gibbons.
Whoa.
Air ball. You get down to the nitty-gritty, you might feel it a little bit with 4:04 to play. Rob Gibbons, the senior, coming up well short. Green goes to the bench for Tennessee.
Let them back and knock it back. Same guy shot both shots, right?
Gibbons with 9 points.
Other than that air ball, he has given Illinois State a fine effort.
A long 3 for Harris. Pearson corrals the rebound.
Yeah, I'm not so sure when you're 1 for 13, you should be shooting the ball from that long out, especially when you have that kind of speed.
0 of 6 from 3-point range. Gibbons, bounce into the post. Hill tried the extra feed. Good defense from the Volunteers. Rashard Lee, the pull-up. Soft touch.
And a good decision by Harris to come right back down the floor, get the ball to the middle, and turn it into a 3-on-2.
2-point game, 70-68 Illinois State. Counting down to 3 minutes remaining in the second half from Sacramento.
The handles are so important now. Every single pass you have to make sure of.
Hill, the dish. Pearson on the spin. Fading away. Lee with the rebound.
Tennessee's doing a much better job on the inside contesting shots. The key becomes for them, what kind of shots will they get down this end?
Moore on the kick out. Lee can't hit the 3. Black for the tie. He's got it. Off the window.
And a great no call also when Gibbons went down. Let him play, keep it clean and aggressive.
70 apiece.
Oh, look at this. Great call, timeout. Oh, they're going to give him a jump. I thought he had a timeout beforehand.
But it will be Tennessee basketball. Possession arrow in their direction. A timeout. All tied at 70. Game summary. This has been a terrific matchup. 70 apiece. Both teams, though, shooting under 40% from the field. Second half free throws. Illinois State taking advantage, going to the line.
That is a big number, too, when you see 10 more attempts from the line and only 7 for Tennessee. It just means one thing, that Illinois State has played this thing more aggressively in the second half, attacking the basket.
Tennessee trying to regain the lead. It's 70 apiece.
Still in their matchup.
2.5 to play. Wharton. The drive and kick out. Lee, open look. Can't hit the 3. Following his own shot. And a reset.
Another guy who has struggled, Lee, shooting the basketball, 3 of 16, so the confidence not there right now.
Lee just keeps on gunning, though, as does Harris.
Well, Harris may have to penetrate to find Wharton.
2 minutes left. 9 to shoot.
Good patience at the offensive end.
Wharton, a 3-pointer. Doesn't drop. Victor taps it up in the air. It's controlled by Muller. Hansel and Hill went down to the floor, and Hansel may be hurt.
Yeah, Black caught a shot also because he came out of the pack holding his left ear. 2 Illinois State players down on the floor. There's Black grabbing for his left ear. I mean, that was just, as the score indicates and the time in the game indicates, a huge possession.
They are working on the right leg of Steve Hansel.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, reminder for the conclusion of this game, the Arizona-Nicholls State game.
70 apiece. Tennessee and Illinois State all locked up with 1:44 to play. In the second half, Steve Hansel, 3 of 3 shooting from the field, 4 of 4 from the line, 11 points. Hansel helped off the floor. He'll walk it off. Jamar Smiley, normally the starting point guard, he's been forced out of action with a back injury.
The long shot from 3, he goes down out front, and now the bodies start banging. The way they were working on him with pointing his toes back could have been a cramp in the upper part of the thigh.
70-70. A timeout. Tennessee and Illinois State all knotted up at 70 apiece. Let's check out the CBS Sportsline stat of the game. 3-pointers, Illinois State 58%. Tennessee not shy about shooting them. They just haven't converted on many. 5 of 24. Get all your tournament team sortable stats plus real-time scores, in-depth information, and more on cbs.sportsline.com.
Hansel fighting off the leg cramp, handling the basketball.
Cartmill on the drive. Kick out. Muller, 3-pointer.
Didn't get the legs quite the way set, the way he wanted to have him in the corner. Big decision right here. Who's going to touch the basketball? You would think Harris and Wharton, but they've been struggling from the floor in the second half. You might want to punch one down to Black.
Inside, Black slams it down, and Tennessee takes a 2-point lead.
That's a great call by Jerry Green also, Ian, because the guards have been struggling. The small forward's been struggling. Get it down to a big guy. Let him see if he can get to the line. He delivers a big bucket.
72-70. Hansel, the drive, left-handed layup. We're all tied up.
Showing no after signs and no problems with the cramps, although sometimes they do reappear. Nice little penetration.
Under a minute to play, the 8-9 game in the West region. About an 18-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. And Jerry Green, Tennessee head coach, takes a timeout. We'll break away. 72-72. Back after this. Back in Sacramento, a couple of teams that play similar styles. 72-72, Tennessee and Illinois State. The timeout situation, 1 full timeout apiece. Team fouls, Tennessee with 10, Illinois State with 7.
Here's that dump down play for Black. Good decision. And then the other end, Hansel penetrating, flipping it up with the offhand, the left hand.
Tennessee with 12 left to shoot. Quick pop from Wharton, doesn't fall. Rebounded by Illinois State, and the shot clock has been turned off. The Redbirds can hold for 1.
Tennessee has to come out and challenge right now, because if you're Illinois State, the worst thing you want to do is you want to walk off this floor and go to overtime. You have the basketball, just take your time.
10 seconds left. Hansel handling the ball, down to 7. 4 seconds left. Rico Hill makes his move, the pull-up jump. Time runs out. We're going to overtime. Rico Hill's short jump shot was halfway down, and it rimmed out. How fitting.
How fitting, how close these teams have played all evening long. We had a great view over his right shoulder watching this basketball go up. Personally, I thought it was right down the middle. It was for a second, and it pops out.
That close.
What a finish.
The 8 seed, Tennessee. The 9 seed, Illinois State. Going to overtime.
To go with the quick shot down the other end with Wharton.
The last time Illinois State has won an NCAA tournament game, you have to go back to 1985. For Tennessee, 1983. So both of these schools hungry to move on to the second round. Illinois State was here last year. They lost to Iowa State, first round of the Midwest region. It has been 9 years since Tennessee has made a trip to the NCAA tournament. Back in 1989, they were knocked off by West Virginia, first round in the East region. 72-72. They jump it up, and Tennessee controls the tap.
Somehow you have to convince your players that it's a new ball game with the shooting percentages.
Victor tried to get it to Black, knocked outside.
As the backcourt of Harris and Wharton have really struggled. 8 for 31. She would anticipate more penetrations, but it's tough against the matchup.
Black loses the ball.
The catch is there, but they really surround. That's that availability of extra men down deep.
Cartmill
Pretty.
On the dish. Watkins, the cutter.
Thought he was going right. He sized up the play perfectly. How about the roll by Watkins to the tin?
Leroy Watkins with 16 points.
See, it's more difficult to do that type of penetration against this matchup. You have to get a quick bang and go.
Long three for Lee, doesn't drop. Hansel breaks out of the pack, loses the ball for a moment.
Nice play there, stepping in. Victor again.
C.J. Black, the layup.
Victor has been a little quiet, but he made a big play defensively just then. The first half, he made some plays just like that.
74 apiece. Just over a minute gone by in overtime. Muller considered the team leader.
Looking for Watkins, see if there's a little double team. Good double down again.
The two-man game. Watkins comes up short. Hill on the inside. Couldn't get it to go off the glass, but he is going to the free throw line.
Watkins understanding, passing the basketball back out. Little look to your right, find your man to your left. Terrific job of breaking down the defenders. And Tennessee getting a little transition hoop, and Hansel staying away. That's a good move, too, from Hansel's perspective. He has 4 fouls, and they need him on the floor, especially with Smiley nursing that bad back.
Isaiah Victor, his 3rd foul. Hill missing on the first attempt. Rico Hill, he's been all everything for this Illinois State team. There's Smiley.
Well, that's a good sign that he's sitting up. That's the first time he's been off his belly on the floor. He spent most of the second half lying on the floor.
1 out of 2 for Hill. 75-74 Redbirds.
Just can't break this matchup and get the penetration where they want. Cannot rely on the outside shot.
Wharton.
It's there. That was the shot there, but Illinois State saying if you're going to beat us long.
Rico Hill. Back of the iron, no.
I think you have to play this 8 feet and in when you're in overtime in an NCAA tournament game. Test the waters down low, establish it. Same thing as if you're starting out the game. Establish it down in deep.
Penetration by Wharton. Victor backs it out. Tony Harris, the freshman.
See, they're not allowing the penetration, but they are allowing the long shot.
Brandon Wharton knocks down the 3. 77-75 Tennessee.
I like his confidence, though. He has struggled in the second half, had a terrific first half.
17 points in the first half, 23 overall for Wharton. Came off of him out of bounds with 20 seconds left on the timer.
He's not afraid to shoot. He's got a good stroke. That's funny.
Rob Gibbons returns for Illinois State, replacing Leroy Watkins. And a timeout has been taken. 2:21 to play time. 77-75 Tennessee. with a 77-75 lead on Illinois State. 2:21 to play in overtime. This has been a close game throughout.
And with the backcourt play, you have to try to get it down deep. Another good defensive stop by Victor. He has come up with 2 of them in the last 90 seconds.
Coming up on 2 minutes to play in OT. Volunteers with a 2-point lead in a ball.
They'll focus on Wharton when he gets in closer. When they start their attack, he hit that 3 a moment ago.
Shot clock is down to 12. Tony Harris.
Penetrations are going to be difficult against the matchup.
Down to 5. Black could not get the pass. And Illinois State with a chance to tie or take the lead.
Just like Victor down the other end, Gibbons answers with a good defensive stop inside on the interior. Got to get something going towards the basket. They're point guards. They can break people down.
Cartmill. The cutter is Hansel. Got 2 men in the air. Count it. And the foul.
That's exactly what they have to do, though. They have to get the ball into the paint area. Hansel, who had the cramps earlier, has shaken them off. Nice little set. Cartmill's really playing well from the point. Good work from the guards. This is what it's all about.
Steve Hansel, 15 points. Starting for the injured Skip Schaefbauer. And a timeout has been called by Tennessee. Tied up, 77 apiece. Back in Sacramento, exactly what an 8-9 game should be. Illinois State and Tennessee locked up at 77 apiece with Steve Hansel getting set for a free throw, trying to convert on a 3-point play. He has not missed tonight. 5 of 5 from the field, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Illinois State with a 1-point advantage.
Now keep in mind, the outside, the guards have had some trouble shooting. Maybe a penetration and a two-pass swing for a jump shot.
Counting down to 1 minute to play in overtime. 78-77. Illinois State.
Smith over. Harris rather over the left side. They're not getting it inside at all for the penetration.
8 to shoot. Lee on a kick out. Wharton the pump fake. Leaning jump shot. Doesn't drop. Black battling. Lee comes in and gets the bucket.
Lee right around the glass. Excellent job of following up a shot.
Tennessee up by 1. 12-second difference shot off the game clock. Watkins driving in for the deuce.
Where was the help? Victor was a little late getting across.
Back and forth we go. Illinois State with a 1-point lead. About a half a second difference. Game clock to the timer. Tennessee taking its time, trailing by 1 in OT. Harris, the drive, the dish. Black, good position for the layup.
It sure was. He had a small guy in the rotation, not able to contest. And great penetration by Harris, really when they needed a big opportunity to get down the middle of the floor. Watch Cartmill at the end. Here's the catch, and it's the little guy who rotates down against the big fella Black. No contest down deep.
The shot clock has been turned off. Vegas Davis returns for Tennessee. It's 81-80. Illinois State with the ball.
He can run the baseline. He doesn't need to. Good pressure. This is a good move from Tennessee. Make it a little difficult. Take time off the clock.
Final seconds. Hansel. 5 seconds. Hill with 4. The drive underneath. Muller gets the bucket. 1.8 to play. Davis forced to put it up with 3 at the buzzer. Doesn't drop. And Illinois State will move on to the second round. Their first NCAA tournament win since 1985. What an effort from both of these schools. But Illinois State, the 9 seed, has knocked off 8-seeded Tennessee. And the Redbirds are advancing on to round 2.
An elated group at one end of the floor, and believe me, it is a heartbreak. Not only losing a close game, but the situation of the NCAA tournament for some of these kids, their last opportunity. Just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Muller just found a terrific spot on the floor, and Kevin Stallings and company goes away with just a terrific effort. What a game.
82-81. Illinois State survived. Just a tremendous effort from both schools. And Illinois State wins by 1 in overtime. Let's take a look at the bracket with Illinois State moving on to meet the winner of the Arizona-Nicholls State matchup. That'll be coming up. 3 of the 4 teams are set. Our Chevrolet players of the game. Rico Hill, 22 points. And 23 points for Brandon Wharton. 82-81. We'll head back to New York and Greg Gumbel when we come back after this.
I take the position as being a role model.
National championship, they meet the 8-seeded Illinois